This is a video about tricount. The purpose of this video is to get rid of any confusion about how this app operates or how to use it. This video is going to be in English so that both me and yourself can use it on every trip with any people, and you may save this video, you may share it with anybody that you'd like to explain how this app works too. When you open the tricount app, after you have downloaded it, a window asking you to choose your name is going to show up, because when you want to add yourself to a particular tricount account, as you can see right now there are two on my screen, you gotta click into a link that is going to be sent to you through the person that has established the group. Once you are in the group, you click on it and you can see all of the expenses listed. This is the first function of the tricount. This function is to keep track of all of the expenses throughout the entire trip. And so yeah, that's it. There's the other main function called balances. If you click on it, you may see the balance of every person included in this trip. So at the end of the trip you want your balance to be net zero, meaning you don't owe anybody any money and nobody owes you any money. So where the confusion kicks in is how this function of balances works. It works by reducing the amount of transfers needed to balance all of these accounts into a minimum. So as you can see right now, there are, let's say, like 10 expenses listed over here, and there were eight people taking part in this trip. So as you can imagine, if we wanted to get even with ourselves, all of the participants, we would need a lot of transfers, right? It would be possible, but it would be a lot of transfers. So what this app does, it adds and subtracts all of the balances in this group, taking into account who paid for whom and how much, and it shows you when you click over here, and it shows you how much you are being owed and by whom, and that's the simplest way to pay each other back. You also may see all of the reimbursements, as you may see, between all of the members in this tab, and as I have previously mentioned, the balance is below. But it is difficult to understand where those suggested transfers in the balance tab come from, as I said, they are a result of pretty complex calculations made by the app. I have tried making those calculations by myself with 4 other people on my previous trip to Miami, and we have been seated at the table for an hour. All 4 of us been thinking very intensively. There were not that many expenses. It was a 2-day trip, and yet we could not do it. We've been sat there for an hour. Everybody was exhausted, and we couldn't get it right. So that's where this app comes in useful. But it is understandable for me that somebody may not trust this app, that the app has done the calculations the right way. So what you do, if you don't want to use this suggested transfer, you go into expenses, and let's take a look perhaps at the first transfer. And as you may see, it has a title. In the title it says that it was a lift ride from the hotel to the car rental. It was paid by Matic. It was the ride was $14, and it is being split between all of us because that is what we agreed to. there's another, and so what you do is you look for yourself in the participants, and if you are included in the participants, then you transfer that amount of money that is listed next to your name, and you send it to the person that it was paid by. In this example, it was Maciek, so you should send a transfer to Maciek, and then very, very important, you gotta note it by adding an expense. You may do it. We may add an expense. May add a transfer. Doesn't really matter. You put in title, so everybody, including yourself, knows what the transfer was, what amount, what currency, from whom to whom, when it was done, and then you add it. I'm not gonna add it right now because it is actually a active tricount account, so I don't want to mess it up. And alright, so and then you have this one transfer of your that one transfer is done and it is noted. Then you go to the other expense, you see if you were listed. If not, you skip it, you go to the other one, you see if you were listed, you look at whether you were listed in it and for how much. You make another transfer, you get a noted again, and you repeat it and you repeat it and you repeat it and you repeat it. As you can see, there's a lot of transfers. It can be a bit troublesome, but it's very easy to understand because there's nothing to understand using this method. It's just more tiresome. And so that's why the suggested method is to just go into the balances and look at how much the app suggests you to send to and to whom. And of course, after making this suggested transfer, you get a noted as well. There's also a photos tab, and it is used to add receipts and such. We haven't added any receipts, but you of course could. I hope that this video makes everything perfectly clear.